Okay, so this is Super Grub2 Disk Secure Boot Approach number 11. So what we're going to do today is work on Super Grub2 build stuff so that the secure boot binaries folder has the right owner permissions. Okay, and yeah, and then we will work on some minor improvements like having a description and probably how to release this so that it's the normal Super Grub2 Disk, or just use the classic version so that you don't have secure boot, and this SHA-256 some support so that the builds do not have to download everything again. I'm not sure how to do this, but we're going to check it. Okay, so the first thing is about these permissions here. So I think that we should have something related to this, something like releases. So I think that there's already something related to releases that it's been done. What about using Xeon? Yeah, okay. Apparently make USB already well, that's not what I was looking for. So I probably make USB, which is the same thing as make USB here with secure boot, already has this. So generate file name, hashes and so on is run with root, and this is change so that it has the right permissions. So the question is, do we have something else that doesn't have the right permissions here on release? So this has the right permissions, and this has the right permissions. The problem is found with the binaries which we have here, which is secure boot dash binaries or something like that. So this is empty. So okay, I make this question the other day. Hopefully there's someone. Is there any old Debian kernel that okay, so yeah, so we have this secure dash binaries folder, and I think that we want to keep this yeah, we want to keep this as we want to make a bridge between the two, um, between the host system and the Docker image, so that it can persist between builds. And we want the SHA-256 sums to be used here. So in order for this to work properly, and here you have the old binaries which are no longer needed because we are not using them. This is from old stuff, so I'm going to remove all of this. So I think we should map this, and I think we should make sure that everything that it's in here, it's going to have the right permissions. So probably we should see on whatever. So we need a way of getting this secure boot binaries folder. So I'm not sure what to use this. So let me see. So what you want to do is to search secure boot binaries, which probably you're going to find it here. Okay, look at that, secure boot binaries dir. That's right. So what you want is to modify everything here, because that's what it's everything about. So what you want is recursive changing of permissions. Okay, so this is just yeah, so this should be make sure have the correct user permissions, user owners. Okay, the other thing you want to have here is, so let's check if this is working as expected or not. So here you will make a pull request. That's it. Now we built everything, and we will check if we will check what happens here on this secure boot. I mean, not here, but inside the Docker. We will see what happens inside of it. Yeah, that's right. This should end soon. Okay, now we should check secure boot binaries. Now you can check how everything has the right permissions. Okay, so this is nice. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to map the secure boot binaries even if it's not used at all when you release a stuff. It's nice that it's also found on the iPad, on the host place, so that you can rely on these binaries, although I'm not sure if this is I am not sure if this is being deleted each time. That's something that I want to check. So apparently, so if it does not exist, you can create it, and then you do some stuff there. Okay. Source code goes into vendors. This is not right, because we managed to remove vendors. So here there is a bug. So why the hell is this? Secure boot vendors. Make source code. Where the hell are you? Here. Where's vendors? Yeah, look at that. This is vendor, not vendors, isn't it? Because we have managed to move it in such a way so that it's vendors. So if you take a look inside of the Docker, secure boot binary is vendor, so this needs to be fixed. Yeah, so this is vendor. In such a way we will be able to make the source code in the right way. Look at that, generate file names hashes. So apparently you are already doing this, but this is for the source code for the release part and so on. So yeah, nothing to do with the hashes in order not to download the stuff again and again. So this is vendor typo. Nice. And yeah, we can pull this again. Why not? So what more do we need to do here? Yeah, let's build this so that it has something to do. So the idea is to have SHA-256 SAM, so that we can work on that. So I'm not sure how to do this. Okay, so what the hell? Yeah. Okay, this is not going to work. I mean, I have to run the source code one in order to see if it works properly or not. But anyhow, let's skip with this. So what? Yeah. So the idea is that you have the secure boot binaries. secureboot.d is found in both of these files. So automatic builder, what the hell is this? Yeah, automatic builder. Yeah, so apparently, probably what we want to do is to change how we call this. So maybe this documentation, which is development, which I need to modify here. So let me see. So here you can see how you have this mapping so that the build works properly. Then you've got the Super Grub repo, which is mapped. Wait a moment, Super Grub to the repo. Yeah, so the current directory is mapped to the Super Grub2 repo, which is the where stuff is being picked up. Then you've got the releases directory, which is mapped to releases so that everything goes into the place. Then we've got news releases, okay, and yeah, so the idea is to add secure boot binaries here, but I am not sure if this is a good idea. So what does happen if I remove a stuff? I think that if I remove a stuff, we will still have some of these binaries here. So I need to understand a bit more better how everything works here. So yeah, let me check on this other terminal what happens here. So as you can see here, you've got this secure boot binaries and so on. We have the permissions. We also have how to create the source code, but here we have Super Grub MK common, and yeah, so the question is, how the hell is this used in Super Grub MK common in order to copy the files into the final image? Okay. Okay, so maybe here, as you can see here, secure boot menus, it's going to loop on every one of the vendors that are found on this folder. Okay, so once you manage to add a platform or whatever that it's not the right one, you need to delete this manually. Okay, else it will be added to the final image. Yeah, so that's what you want to take a look at. So in order to do so, we need, yeah, so that's the only drawback that I see when you map one thing with the other one. So yeah, so I think we should map secure boot binaries folder so that you have the stuff. And the question is, where the hell do we save the SHA-256? Because SHA-256 was somewhere. Okay, so 256, it's here. So this is the definition. So that's where you want to save everything here. Yeah, so you want to save it here too. So that means that you want to map this folder too. Yeah, so you want to map this folder too. Not the secureboot.d, but this one here. That's going to be a problem because it's a mapping site mapping, and I'm not sure how this is going to work properly. This directory already exists. Okay, so first of all, we are going to map the secure boot binaries folder. Okay, so how do you do that? You just you should edit this, which is the documentation, which you have two of them. So yeah, so instead, I mean, in addition to releases and so on, what you want to have here is the secure boot binaries. So what's the name? Secure boot binaries is like this. Look at that. So releases and releases here. -b and here you should have the same thing. Okay, so now we have secure boot binaries mapped. Okay, so we can work on that. Make sure that okay. And the other thing that you want to map or not, that's my question, that's my doubt, is the what the hell is this secureboot.d cha. Okay, because this is what the problem is, that everything from here is on the GIT, but cha 256 should not be in the HIT, and I guess it's not, because yeah. So let me see 1 second what the hell is in git ignore. We should probably add that directory. Oh, look at that, it's already there, so that means that it's not going to be picked up by what's the name? It's not going to be picked up by Git, so that's nice. So the question is, how do we map this? Because I'm not sure this is the right thing. What the hell is development? Okay, so yeah, so here we have this wait a moment. So the first time Super Grub2 build. So Super Grub2 build Okay, let me check, because supergroup2 to build. So what happens when the automatic builder happens? This is going to clone this into this. And the question is, when the mapping happens? When does the mapping happens? Because yeah, so you can see here you built everything, so that means that the mapping needs to damn it, the mapping needs bullseye. Yeah. So my question is, when this clone happens, do we have the mapping or not? That's the question. Because yes, because supergroup2 repo and supergroup2 build. So yes, we have the mapping because supergroup2 repo, it's here, and you do stuff with it. So if we do the mapping that we want to do, which is related to SHA-256, well, we will see what happens. I think we just have to test it, and that's it. So development. So the mapping you want to do is something that goes on here, and the problem that I have is that I can clone the directory, but I cannot clone the binaries. So when this is going to work as you expect it to work inside, so when you do everything here, what you actually do is you hit clone this other directory so that you have everything from there, and then you build. The problem is that you don't want to hit clone this. You want something else. You want to have all of the SHA-256 sum and the binaries. So that's why you have a mapping. That's maybe a mapping that I'm not understanding. Okay, so the mapping is not with supergroup2 repo. The mapping is with supergroup2 build. Okay, so that means the secure boot binaries is going to be into supergroup2 build, and that's what we are looking for. Okay, yeah, that's nice. So what we want to have here is secure boot, the secure boot.d, and yeah, okay. So let me try to add this into here, and we will add down there too, so that it works as expected. So what we want to add here is secure boot.d, okay, and secure boot.d, okay. However, it's not this exact folder, because we want this folder inside of it. So that's what we're going to map properly. So we want to map, that's where things begin to be a bit strange, because this means that, so the idea is that you map this specific folder and this specific folder here, but the problem is well, okay, not sure what's gonna happen, but this is the idea. You have the folder mapped here, and the same thing needs to happen on the other call that we have down there. It's number 4 or something like that. Yeah, so here we have this other mapping. That's the idea that we want to have here. Okay. Oh, look at that. There are a lot of viewers right now. Hello, viewers. Apparently there are some viewers here. So what we want to have here is, yeah, latest. We want this mapping here. Yeah, let's save this new stuff. See what happens. So this is secure boot. Is this the right thing? Don't remember which is the name. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so now we should be able to test this. It's a pity that I have to remove everything from here, but I think it's going to be the best way of doing this so that we can test this properly. And but before doing that, I think that we should generate these SHA-256 images. So do we have this here? I hope so. Maybe the question is, do we have it here? Yes, we have it here. Okay. Yeah, so this is what you want to do. You want to add some code so that this is useful. Okay. So let's see where the hell would this is useful or not, because I'm not sure about this. if I ask myself. So the idea is that when you generate all of this stuff, you are downloading stuff, and it should work more or less in a transparent manner. And well, not sure how this works properly. So okay, download secure boot EFIs. That's what I want to take a look at. How the hell do you download secure boot EFIs? So as you can see here, you can take a look at this stuff, and you can see how for each one of the vendors there's going to be a file in order to download the stuff, and then you know, some stuff happens in order to download the stuff. Okay, so this is what we need to change so that it works without too much of a problem. Okay, so I'm not sure if I want this to be in a different function so that it's easier to write instead of all of this, but yeah, the idea is that if this exists, what you want to do is something like so if SHA doesn't match, okay, then you do all of this, okay, and so and if it if it doesn't match, you don't need to download anything, it's already there. So yeah, so the problem is that we have a lot of files that need to be checked, okay, so that's why you need a new function to test this, okay, because otherwise it's not going to be a nice thing to have here. So we have this source code and so on that, yeah, okay, so let me, and here we also have this thing that it's about the load. So when you download this, and this is create for the final downloads. Yeah, because otherwise you want to have this SHA-256, okay. So yeah, take a look at that. Yeah, so what I want to have here is a vendor and NFI platform as okay, let's try to do something here that makes sense. Later on we will have to test everything here because 200 sub, so this is secure boot chat200 check, okay. So yeah, here we will need something like this. So what you want to add here is the FE platform as the first parameter, and the second parameter needs to be the vendor, okay, that way it's easier. So here you can have, not sure if it's this used somewhere, yeah, so the idea is that you have this vendor here. Where are you? So the first parameter is the platform, so I'm going to use this variable here, and the second one needs to be the vendor, so it's n vendor, let's call it like this. This is the second parameter, okay. So what you want to do here is to check whatever you have in the right path to whatever. So we need to understand how the hell does SHA-256 work, because I think it should work quite similar to MD. Yeah, read and check them. Oh my god, oh my god. we don't want to check the files from the, or do we? Because yeah, so we probably want to check them. Yeah, so if you check them, it's even easier. So what happens with a file that does not exist? So if I do something like this, non-existent, this is not okay. I didn't want to do this here, but okay. So we just have to know how to create these files, and then everything is about running chat206 sum minus c and the path where the file is. So that means that we need the SHA directory and so on. So first of all, we need to create the SHA-256. So yeah, I guess. So create. Not sure if this is a good way of doing stuff, but yeah, so the idea is that you run this command here, you put the export create. Yeah, so you want to use these variables which are exported so that we can have this into the right place. So you want to create this first of all. Okay. Yeah. This is going to be found on the. So the problem that I have right now is about this folder. Do we have a variable so that we can reuse this without too much hassle? Because otherwise this is not going to work. Oh my god. This is going to be something interesting. Secure boot SHA-256S. Yeah, I think I'm going to do something else, because otherwise this is not going to work as expected. I mean, what about SHA-256S? We don't have anything. That's a good thing to have here, so that everything it's easier to understand when something bad happens. Okay, so I'm going to let me see. Yeah, I'm going to fix the last commit, so that the last commit is about adding this, but now we're going to fix this. And so where the hell are you? So development should have this. Okay, so this should be sums. We have 4 replacements. That's nice. So now we have this development change, which I'm going to add. We can amend the commit so that this directory is mapped to the host, and I'm also going to modify hit ignore so that the file that it's ignored is this one here, because else here now you will see how, well, you won't see it, but if there were something in there. So this is commit make sure to ignore directory. Okay, so now this is better, and here we have not mapped anything yet, but now you can take a look at this. You won't find it anywhere but on when you build stuff. So that means that what about what we have before? So we had this before, and a lot of binaries. Yeah, so what we are interested on is on this chat200 sum directories. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to search probably in group build config. Yeah, look at that, secure boot download dir, it's this one. And so what you want to have here is that the SHA directory is here, because that's where it is. So this is SHA-200 sum s, and this is going to be SHA-200 sum s. Okay, that way we can use this as a variable, and we are not going to be have any problems. So if we go into supergroup mk common now, you should be able to work with this new variable and do some stuff that makes sense. Like when you create stuff, you want to dump it into this directory. Okay, and you can do something like for each one of this, you want this file like this, and just add the extension SHA-256 sum, or which is the extension? Is it maybe 200? I mean, how do you do this when you build the stuff with the source code and so on, or whatever? Let me check. 1 second. Oh, look at that. So the extension is like this. That's what I wanted to check. So the extension is just like this. Okay, and once we have this, this should be quite easy to do. So we want the four of them. So shim full binary path. So this is the group one. So the group one is here. Okay. And the group one should be this one here. Nice. So similar thing should happen here. This is the source code for shim, I guess. And so what you want to do is just use the full name. Look at that, 3 extension. This is going to say something to the what's the name? To the antivirus is going to ring an alarm because of this, but we don't care. We know what we are doing here. So group full path something nice. And so what we need to use is the one from here, like this. So that this is nice. Okay. Now we should be able to check everything on here, or maybe not. Maybe we want to so here what you want to do is just use these files that you have here and just check if they are right or not. The problem is that you want all of them to be correct. So how the hell do we do this without too much hassle? Yeah, okay. So yeah, I mean, the question is, yeah, so probably what we can do is to run everything into a single command, such a way that doesn't seem a lot. So if the 4 of them are going to work properly, then it means that this is okay. And here we can have this the other way around. And yeah, that's it. Look at that. And so if you want to create, create, this should be this one, which I think we have managed to capture what it's needed to be done there. Okay, so this needs to be run here. So we want to create this, and we need to use the platform and vendor also here, so that we have the right thing to create. If wait a moment, are we in the right place? Yeah, so If it doesn't not check, then you create them and you put an FE platform at the vendor so that it's okay. So this is nice, I guess. So let's see how it plays out. Yeah, look at that. Maybe we should say something about skipping download so that we know that this is working as expected, because otherwise you don't know if this is downloading or not. So this would be something like this. Secure boot. Maybe we want to remove this later on. Skipping the load of secure boot binaries and source code. Yeah. So maybe we can do something like skip download, and up here it could be something like download. So the first time you should have the load, and the second one is skip download. Yeah, that way we can check if everything is the right thing to have. So if it checks, you download, otherwise you do not load. Yeah. Oh my god. This is a lot of stuff going on. The single yeah, I was not supposed to do this originally, but you know. So this is use chat 200 to void okay. So now we should try everything from scratch and see what happens. So the idea is that we do not have anything of this. We see what happens with everything, but you know, I'll be back in 5 minutes. uh, yeah. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. So the first thing we're going to do is to exit from here so that we don't have the Docker stuff. And so we want to run this manually. So let me see. How the hell is this done properly? So that I try to do everything step by step. So yeah. So the first thing that you want is to create Docker. Okay. it's going to do some stuff there. Apparently the second step is to run stuff, which I guess is you run whatever it's needed there, you save the work, and then you can run stuff inside of it. Yeah. Do not run docker build again. Yeah, we are running it because we want to check that everything is okay. So yeah, this is what we are getting. Okay, so I wonder if this command is exactly the same one as the one down here. Yeah. So that means, yeah, we'll just go inside of it and see what's there, and we will work from there and see what happens. Look at these QEMU files that, whatever the reason is, they are installed here. I didn't know that I was installing so many QEMU packages. I probably do not need them for anything, but yeah. So the idea is that the first time we are going to download everything, but the second time we are going to be able to not to download everything. Yeah, and yeah, do not run docker build. Yeah, that's right. But you need to commit the changes before you reboot, otherwise. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens now. Save your current work. Exit from your docker. Okay, so far this is doing some stuff here. So this is nice. Let's see if it does not take too long, because we want to save this so that it's easier to run stuff later on. Let's take a look at our nodes. So we already have used the right permissions here. We have not added the description. We have not worked on this, but we are working on the support here. So this needs to be added here so that it works as expected. Okay, so let's see what happens. Man, this is going to take a long time. I wonder if we could make all of this without... Yeah, probably we can do this just mapping different directories, but we have made some changes on the packages that were installed by default. So yeah. What the hell is Kibble? Kibble is a custom Windows bootloader. Oh my god! What the hell? What the hell is this? Kibble is the custom Windows bootloader, an open source implementation of the files something and something. Oh! Able to boot every version of Windows XP to Windows 10. Like the official bootloader, it is extensible. Yeah. The problem is that this is not hmm 2021. Are you supposed to run this into Windows? The question is, does this work with Secure Boot? That's the question. Because I don't think it has Secure Boot support, so it's a bit of I want to be able to let's see. I want to be able to secure boot Windows, not having to. I mean, probably we could add this somewhere, but I'm not sure. Look at that, free LLDR.ini. Okay. But 64-bit Windows on 32. Yeah, this is the one I was looking at before with, yeah. But is there something about secure boot here? No, it's not. Free LDR does something similar, but it only works up to XP. Okay. Documented. Fax. As far as I know, Kibble requires an CSM enabled UEFI, and then it was Windows in legacy mode. Okay. Such a way that you can have WinBTRFS to be even with secure boot enabled. I don't think there is a way to use Kibble from pure BIOS, however. I mean, if you enable CSM in a UEFI, you're going to boot into CSM mode, so... Okay, let me see. You're a bit of a date. Kibble supports CSM less booting now. Windows 8 and above. I've not tried with secure boot. Presumably it involves signing the images or whatever it is you do. Yeah. Secure boot requires signing a certificate. Yeah. You could try to use Clone bootloader, UEFI emulation, then Kibble bootloader, Windows GBT. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. So I don't think Kibble has secure boot. So yeah, look at that. Secure boot. So 2020. Does it support secure boot? Secure boot on encrypted hard disk, something. Of course this not stop. Why I don't think Microsoft is going to sign a bootloader on this. Of course this does not stop system booting in secure boot mode if you added your own keg and signed this bootloader with this. The problem with Kibble is that the kernels, which is the Windows kernels, they are not going to sign them because that's Microsoft who signs their own kernels. So I don't think, yeah. And here you have reactors. Look at that. Kibble it also boots reactors. Okay. And you've got this. Yeah, but this does not have secure boot. But probably we should probably be able to add Kibble to the. So let me write this down somewhere. Think about adding Kibble to the classic version so that it's easier to bypass Windows EFIs and boot directly into Windows. Try to do it in an automatic manner or something. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is going to be easy. I mean, you would need something like keyboard accepting parameters so that I can put them parameters and so that they can boot into something, but I am not sure about this. Okay, so yeah, I was trying to work with all of this. So what I want to do right now is to save the current work because there's a lot of stuff here. So I think it's, yeah, you exit. Okay, so now we want to do something inside of this. Let me see if SHA is correctly mapped. So what happens if I create here a file? Do you see it? Oh, wait a moment. This is not what I meant to do. Wait a minute. Why haven't I permissions to work with this? Root. Wait a moment. Who has? I mean, what about secure boot binaries? It's also root. Let me see. No, it's not. What the hell? Why is this? Is this something like the folder did not exist in the first place and Docker created it? Is that the problem? Because I want to, because the first time you don't build anything, so it should not have these problems here. So let's start again. So let's exit from here. Let's check. So this is root. Okay, now it has the right owner, and I'm going to enter here. 1 second. The question is, do we have the right owner? That's right. And now I'm going to exit from here, and I'm going to build this again because I want to make sure that this directory has the right permissions, because it should not be created in any way, because when you build the stuff from here, if I'm not being mistaken, Super Grub2 repo. Yeah. Also the Super Grub build. Let's see what happens, because I want to be able to check everything here without any of these problems. So this is doing a hit clone, when then it will do something else, which I'm not sure what it is. Okay, 2 viewers. That's nice. Say something on the chat, please, so that I can chat with you. Okay, and what's the last step? Okay, so now what I want to do is to check here there's something different, or if you have the right thing. And apparently you have the right thing here. So I think we are pretty sure that this works as expected, but it's not going to create a folder as root and so on. So we can work on the rest of it, which is we want to run stuff inside of it like this. And so once we do this, this should not have changed at all, and we can exit. We can save the work thanks to this. So Docker should be something like this, but I should probably is this one here, isn't it? Container ID. Let me see. Container ID, yeah, that's right. So yeah, so I want this one here to have it here, so that this part is nice. Once you have done this, you can run this command again, which is the same one as you had before. Here you are. Let's check the map directory first, see what happens. Okay, and now we are fine to do everything else that we want to do. So I had the notes, and I had every one of the steps. So let's take a look at them. So site of the Docker image, run all of this. This is what automatic does. So let's run this so that it does its own thing. Okay. Now let's wait for everything to build properly. This is going to take quite time. there are many other things that can be improved in Super Grub2 Disk, but you know. Yeah, okay, so I think I'm going to end the video here, and I will try to connect later, because this is going to take some time and it's not worth waiting. I mean, I could be working on more stuff, but I mean, the stream is already like 1 hour and a half all of length, and that's a lot of time, so I will just keep this doing its stuff, and then we will work with this. This is where we want to run this twice so that it does not download everything again. Okay, you understand? Yeah, that's what. Unless you delete the SHA-256 manually or whatever, because if it fails, it does not. The problem with this is that if the program fails, then it does not. If the download fails, it does not avoid you to have the SHA-256. So I'm not sure about this, if this is the right approach to do this, but you know, I mean, we have to have something that makes sense so far, because you would like to have here, so if this fails, then you don't want, so you only want to run this if the download script does not fail. So that means that you want to edit the download script so that if any of the wgets fail, you say that it has failed. Okay, so yeah, okay. So let's write this down here. So next video, super group something 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 something. So handle wget failure. So it's if wget fails, the download script should return an error, one non-zero result. If the download script fails, then should not be generated. I mean, it could happen that you have a partial download, the file is created, and then you get the SHA-256. So this needs to be improved the next video. As I say, we will keep this doing its stuff so that you know. So thank you very much for watching this video. I will try to commit this so that we can work on more stuff later on. Yeah, I will try to commit this. So thank you very much for watching this video.